Hi guys, welcome to ST tier list. Before we start, let me explain how this tier list works. After 2 weeks of checking and learning LST, I think to make it fair and make this tier list good, we will split into 5 categories. DPS light, DPS medium, DPS heavy, mechanist and lastly guardians. Also, this is how we judge ST. How good are modules? And at the end of the day, there will be better ST in the future. So it's important that ST we pull can later produce good modules from the workshop. Second, can these modules be used for many pilots? Or they are only for specific pilots? How good is ST when we rainbow set? So when we upgrade ST to max level and unlock additional effects. And lastly, stats. This is the tier list to show you which ST are more future-proof and worth pulling, so our pulls are not waste, so we can produce modules from old ST and install them on the new ST in the future. If we cannot produce modules, like in Asuka or Rosa ST example, then ST must be very good. If you want to read all skills and check the stats, and decide what best suit for your favorite ST, you can find all information here. Link in description. Alright, we starting with 1.1 patch, and here are all ST from 1.0. Malthus. Why is this ST so important for Eileen? First, has almost 3000 power, important for double rocket bolt. And this is the first 4-piece module that already buff damage up to 30. The newest modules from 2.6 are only up to 35, but some of them are very hard to trigger. This one can be used by any pilots who deal AoE damage. The best are rockets and railgun works too. Very good 4-piece set. Can be used in the future as a good module for AoE pilots. Rainbow set, easy to trigger, 80% damage for AoE attacks, and if you max level, we can apply -1 mobility. This is very good combo with Burn Terrain. We can deal damage, debuff with armor down, and slow down enemies, so before they reach you, they will take fixed damage. Very strong combo. Next, Dragoon. Very cool looking design ST from 1.2 patch. Camilia heavy type. 4-piece set decent. To fully benefit, we need to use 6 AP skill cost. So how often can we use 6 AP cost? And not many pilots use high cost AP skills. Rainbow set can help you survive when initiating combat, but we want damage for offensive ST, and that damage taken is only during our turn. At the max level, draining HP effect based on the damage. Very good stats for early heavy ST. Overall, free to play or low spenders should skip any heavy ST until Adele, that's 2.2 patch. Modules are only 60% damage plus hit rate, but endgame we want damage as much as possible. Rainbow set is bad for offensive ST. And if you want a Guardian ST, just better pull ST that is designed for Guardians. Thanatos, patch 1.3 from Erisa. This is the first pilot that introduced new weapon, the Flamethrower. Another heavy type ST. 4-piece set, good for AoE pilots, can be used well for Eileen, but I would still prefer additional damage. Rainbow set, little bit damage and little bit damage reduction, but need to keep HP above 80%. Max level, just regen 8% HP each turn. Another good skip, and save your pulls, because next pilot is Lorna. Good news, we only want to pull pilot. Her ST is easy skip. 4-piece increase the healing effect, and if the target is below 90%, this is where I don't like about. This 4-piece we cannot trigger this turn 1, and need to get hit to apply this buff. Rainbow said more healing to the lowest HP part. At the max level, can repair one extra destroyed part. TLDR, Blazer is just better. 50% damage increase and Blazer was for free. Get Lorna and easy skip ST. There'll be better ST for the mechanics later. Another reason why it's good to skip Lorna ST and previous heavy ST from Erisa and Camilia. Rex, one of the best light ST early in the game. They'll be better in the future of course, but 4-piece is insanely good for any DPS pilot that can act again. Amazing for snipers, amazing for fighters and decent for raiders or tacticians. Since the buff is for 2 turns, raiders and tactician could maintain 4 stacks at least. Rainbow said good combo with 4-piece set, just need 4 stacks to fully benefit buff. Good to mention, each stacks count as a new buff. Max level isn't the best, but it helps maintain buffs. And some pilots that gain buff for themselves for 1 turn, now you can have it for 2 turns, so it's still powerful. Rex stats aren't the best. It has the lowest HP in the game, decent firepower and good hit rate. Overall, very good ST early in the game with very strong modules that can be used for future Asuka, Ada, Aynis or all snipers. Must to pull in my book at least 1 copy, and free to play you can get more copies on run and dispatch mission later on. Euclase, first proper guardian and mass pilot for PvP. If you don't care about PvP, you could skip both pilot and ST. Since this is ST for guardians, 4-piece is easy to trigger and we just need to be around our team. Minus 50% damage taken, good module for guardians. Rainbow set needs 2 allies. At the max level, we can support our teammates with extra 5% damage and minus damage taken. Low firepower ST, but that's fine, but has the lowest HP and for guardians that matter. For free to play, we skip this ST. PvP rewards aren't worth investing into PvP pilots and ST. That 5% reduction is from Rainbow, and for PvE, we don't need strong heavy ST. If you're really into PvP, you want to grab both, pilot and ST. Mithrill from Wyatt, another ray gun pilot, will shine later when she gets her unique weapon and apply plenty of the buffs. Strong 4-piece, but specific only for pilots who apply the buff during attack. Rainbow set, extra damage to targets with the buff. At the max level, extend duration for inflicted debuffs, and good stats for medium type. Overall, good ST, but we skip since this ST is way too specific and mostly designed for Wyatt. We don't have many pilots from medium license that apply the buffs. If you see Rainbow ST in PvP with Wyatt, you better delete her ASAP before she gets you. Ranger from Dean, first pilot that introduced chainsaw as a melee weapon. Good 4-piece for all double-handed weapons, but it's only 20%, like come on. Rainbow set damage buff when HP is higher than 80%. At the max level, will not lose arm for 1 time when taking over damage. And great stats with high firepower. Overall, module 4-piece is only 20%. This is like 1.0 module, and it's only good for few weapons. Despite high stats, Rainbow set isn't great too. In my book, easy skip. Asuka ST, first limited banner. So, if you like Asuka, you better save your pulls, since banner may never come back, and if back, that won't happen soon. Is ST even worth? Oh yeah, it's very powerful, but This one is different. ST cannot produce their modules, mean you cannot use this ST as a future modules that you could install in new better ST. No 4-piece set here, but we have 3 additional modules. 1 and 2 double effect for modules slotted in leg and body. This means if we equip a level 1 in body and level 1 in leg slot, it will double and you will have 4-piece just in 2 slots, and you can still equip something else in the right and left arm slots. Third module requires use 4 AP for additional 10% damage and crit rate. For rainbow set, we need no allies within 2 tiles, at the max level 1 extra AP, and one of the highest firepower ST with low HP. Overall, if you will pull Asuka, I recommend save and pull max ST for her, because this banner may not return, so in my opinion no point pull one just copy, and your Asuka ST will be lacking some damage if you not max. It's very strong ST, good for solo pilots with high mobility like Asuka or other pilots like Aynis who don't need allies around you. You can make 4-piece just from 2 slots in connectors for additional mods. Downside, we cannot produce module. We have later modules that increase 35% damage, and we can produce them for future ST. This one we cannot produce, it will be always staying in your inventory. Don't take me wrong, still worth to pull, and I recommend to max ST if you pull Asuka. Ray ST, Queen for PvP, since she will be the first guardian that can guard from melee attacks. Strong 4-piece for damage and fixed damage. Sadly, we cannot produce this module. Rainbow set activate when enemies show up within 2 tiles. At the max level, immune to fixed damage. Good firepower and good HP. In my book, this ST isn't must, but if you're really into PvP, then you want to rainbow this ST, and you could counter any fixed damage. For example, Eileen. Shinji ST, free if you pull Asuka. So if you max Asuka ST, you max Shinji ST. No 4-piece, but 2 extra modules. First is survival ability, who will repair you 1 arm with 50% HP. And second, extra damage if enemy cannot counterattack. Rainbow set is exactly the same as a Rex ST. For each buff gain additional damage up to 80%. At the max level, extra buff duration. This ST has insane stats for medium type. Overall, this ST can be tanky, plus high stats, but modules aren't crazy. If you never pull for Bluebird and you going for Asuka, this ST will be definitely good for your snipers, which is Shinji, Winston, Natalia or Dana. Tyrannos from Cassha, a raider who can guard your alias. And one of the worst 4-piece module in the game, just good for Cassha thanks to her talent. Rainbow set need 2 weapons during attack, so it's bad too. Again, good for Cassha. At the max level, +1 range if counterattack with assault weapons. Again, good for Cassha. And good stat for ST. Overall, this is giga skip and not worth to pull ST. Of course, if Cassha is your waifu, which could be for this reason, this ST is worth just for her. Ignite from Arthur, another missile launcher, pilot like Naomi. She can hit the target from any range. 4-piece is easy to trigger, for missile launcher pilots, only up to 25%. Rainbow said it's nice, but force you to slow down, and we can only move 2 squares for maximum damage. At the max level, 1 extra AP and good stats for ST. Overall, free to play should still skip. Low spenders could pull to have Naomi 2.0. Not must, but Arthur is really decent pilot for PvP and PvE, and this ST is just better Arcus. I wish modules was better than 25% damage though. Ouroboros from Aynis. Your nightmare in PvP. Pilot that should not exist. Ruined the joy in PvP. No joke here, but it is what it is. Luckily, she won't be that OP on release until she get this new backpack. Strong 4-piece, but locked to melee pilots only. Also, only hitting highest HP part will benefit highest buff. Rainbow said good for close combat. At the max level, she can drain 1 AP from the target. And good, but not the best stats for ST. Overall, she is must pull for PvE and PvP for everyone, but her ST isn't must anymore in my book. You could save your pulls and borrow Asuka ST for her or wait and pull Hasteraze. This ST has up to 35% damage and better stats, and you could use for any other pilots, easy. Don't take me wrong, it's good ST, but free to play, it's way too expensive if you want to max Asuka ST, max Ouroboros ST and future Ida ST, if you won't have the best pilots and ST in the game. So better to choose 2 ST and max them that free that will cost you way more and you may not have enough. Revelation from Smith. Mechanist dude that no need to pull pilot, but his ST is different story. 4-piece set, -1 AP for first skill. Rainbow set can reduce damage taken by 12% for all allies within 2 tiles. Here is the reason why this ST will be the best Mechanist ST, but we need max level. After repair, we can act again and heal again or attack. This is amazing combo for future ST that we need only 1 copy and install them here in this ST for the best combo. I will explain on the next Mechanist ST. And good stat for ST. Overall, it's fine to skip this ST. 4-piece modules aren't crazy, and free to play, you'll be fine without this ST if you skip. If you care about PvP or want to make strong Mechanist, consider save your pulls and pull for at least 1 copy and slowly farm from this patch later to make Rainbow. Shadow Rabbit from Fregata. Bird binary crossover. This will be the best new ST for Frida and double shotgun build. Very strong modules, one of my favorite 4-piece set. Amazing combo with 4-piece set Rex or any weapons with mods that can trigger buffs. Rainbow set locked 2 raiders since we need ideal range. At the max level, 1 extra bullet, so Frida can shoot 1 additional bullet every time she acts again. Very strong on Frida. And good firepower stats like Asuka ST. Overall, amazing ST and worth to pull for Frida. Free to play, need to remember that this is banner before new Rosa. So it's okay to skip. You can get later from runs or dispatch missions. I recommend pull at least 1 copy, but only if you save it a lot. Frida plus Rainbow Shadow Rabbit ST plus double shotgun, it's no joke. One of my favorite ST and I cannot wait for this one. Erinys from Rosa 2.0. This ST is same like Asuka ST, We cannot produce modules, so this ST must be good, yeah? Let's find out. 4-piece will be always activated when we attack, since Rosa do multiply hits attacks, will always have 30% damage buff when we attacking. Rainbow said it's permanent 80% damage buff as soon any enemies are without our range. Here is the main reason why we won't max this ST. If you want to pull just one copy, don't even bother. This ST won't be good as a one copy, and there is no runs, or you cannot farm from this patch. At the max level, we activate 4 additional buffs. That's the main reason we want max ST. From body slot, we have chance for extra Flurry Strike, not her best. On the left arm, we inflict very strong debuff for any targets, and we can do this every turn. Reduce 50% armor, this is the main reason. On the right arm, Rosa can become mini buffer for the team for extra 6% damage and 3% hit rate. And from the legs, immune to reduce movement. And even if you destroy her legs, she still will fly with the same movement. And strong stats for ST. Overall, free to play. Save your pulls and try to max ST. Not worth just pulling one copy and not finish this ST when banner is gone. We cannot produce modules for this ST, but thanks to this strong left arm passive where we can apply 50% armor down, and this could be for many targets. And if we combine this with Rosa tactician weapon, this is super powerful and take T0 on the list, despite we cannot produce modules. You can easily borrow this ST for your normal Rosa and use Raygun or Assault Bolt with Armor Jammer. Your tactician can use this ST. Other pilots who do multiply hits or just AoE attacks. It's only not good for snipers. Very powerful ST. Alicorn from Paloma. Sniper heavy licensed pilot. She is just Natalia 2.0 but in heavy ST. 4-piece, similar to Bluebird, need 7 targets in total for maximum buff. Rainbow said 24% crit rate if we did not move before attack. Perfect for Paloma, but not many pilots. At the max level, additional crit damage up to 50%. Strong firepower ST and good stats in general. Overall, this ST is designed only for her. Easy skip for free to play, especially after Rosa 2.0 banner. If you into PvP, Paloma can ignore guard and she can hit like a truck if you max her ST. Tengshe from Matilda, best raider in the game. 4-piece up to 35 damage. One of the best modules when comes for damage. Good for Matilda, but not many pilots can use 6 AP skills. Rainbow said extra damage when full HP or higher data enemy. At the max level, return 1 AP for every skill above 5 AP. And good stats. Overall, this is strong ST, and this is the first modules for that patch that introduce 35% damage bonus, but it's only for pilots with high AP skills like Matilda. Still can be used as a strong module for future pilots. If you pull in Matilda, I recommend pull at least 1 copy and dispatch mission to slowly rainbow this ST. Dictator and Rosemary, another tactician pilot who use rocket launcher. Many players were scared if she replaced Eileen, but no, she has different role in the team. Very strong 4-piece, need at least 4 ammo in the both rockets for maximum buff. Rainbow said lock to pilots who use command attacks, and that's Rosemary and future Colin. At the max level, gain 1 ammo back if we hit 3 or more targets. And good firepower for medium type ST. Overall, good ST that is worth to pull. Even if your pilot cannot use command attacks, you can always pull one copy for strong modules and install them for Eileen, Naomi or Arthur, or any future pilots that will be using tactical weapons. Shadow Warrior from Adele. Very underrated pilot by CN players, with heavy ST, but she is the second best raider in the game. 4-piece up to 30% damage, but only for pilots who deal fixed damage like Adele or splash damage like Naomi. Rainbow set need enemies stand on the burn terrain, which is not the problem with Adele. At the max level, additional 25 fixed damage, and this is the best firepower heavy ST in the game. Overall, we should only pull this ST if you pull Adele. Modules and ST it's way too specific only for Adele. On the global, I would try max this pilot and ST like I did on CN, but free to play should skip this pilot and save for future Ada. Fenrir from Wyatt. Cool dude with chainsaw weapon and cool design ST. 4-piece super bad, but decent for Wyatt. Rainbow set bad, again good for Wyatt. At the max level, ignores unit abstraction. This is the same like Honk talent. Move +1 and enhanced follow-up attack. This ST has insanely good stats and second medium ST with the high armor, making Wyatt insane hard to kill in PvP and PvE. He's like Cat with 7 lives. Overall, this ST kinda forces you to play on the low HP, and that's perfect, but only for Wyatt. You want him for PvP and set him as a leader so you won't be easily sniped by Ada turn 1 if you move second. He's not must, and I recommend to pull only if you like Wyatt and PvP. Hasteraze from Ada. If you think Asuka or Aynis is an OP pilot, you did not see Ada in action then. T0 with long future-proof pilot thanks to her insane weapon kit. 35% damage just like that on the start, but after each attack we lose 5% and we need to defeat the target to reset and back to 35% damage. Very strong modules for any killing machine pilots like Ada, Aynis, Asuka or any pilot who can one-tap enemies. Rainbow set good if enemy above 60%. At the max level, increase neural drive and give CP power, computer power +3. With the highest firepower light type ST in the game. Overall, must pull for Ada, for everyone, and I recommend save your pulls and do not skip this ST and pilot. Only downside for this ST that is not good if it's only one target on the map. And the good news, most bosses has plenty mobs to defeat, so she has no problem on the boss stages too. Snowyowl from Sapientia. Another mechanism that is good for PvE, but she's not replacing Lorna and Melissa, which is good. Very strong mechanism ST. 4-piece insanely OP module. Must for mechanist. Laser is 50% damage. Now we got buff up to 25. But we need to heal 3 times before we reach 25%. Because first time we heal, we will only give 50% damage for 2 turns. If you heal again the same pilot with the same buff, it will go to 20 and then 25. Now back to Revelation. We can act again if Rainbow ST. Mean turn 1 you can heal twice and you can buff entire team with 20% buff on the turn 1. And turn 2 you will have already reached maximum buff. That's why for the best mechanist we need Revelation Max ST and install these modules. Rainbow set more healing at the max level will prevent fatal damage and repair with 30% HP within 2 tiles. This passive also worked for her puppet. Best stats for Mechanist medium ST. Overall, must to get at least one copy. Best 4-piece set for Mechanist. You can always save your pulls and farm this ST from dispatch later. Prometheus from Veronica. Kinda 2.0 Sylvie. 4-piece it's only up to 25, but we can also apply the buff up to 10% damage taken, because every next pilot will benefit from the buff and deal more damage to the target. So anyone with this module can become support pilot in your team to deal more damage. Downside, not many pilots can apply the buff during attack. Rainbow set increase crit rate and buff more if you fail crit on your next attack. At the max level, extra skill multiplier when aiming, and high firepower stats. Overall, I like these modules, that 10% damage taken is very strong, since you not only DPS but become support for your team. She is not must in my book, and I only recommend this ST if you pull Veronica. If you want to save your pulls, this is what I would do on the global. Just get one copy ST just for modules and install them in another Rainbow ST. Colossus from Verna, Guardian pilot with railgun in heavy type ST. 4-piece, up to 35 damage increase for tactical weapons. Rainbow set can gain a shield after being attacked. At the max level, gain to yourself and nearby allies 15% damage and hit rate. Very tanky stats. Overall, it's half offensive and half defensive ST. 4-piece set module is amazing and can be good modules for any tacticians. And good for Varna to keep her alive and counterattack. In PvP, strong Varna one-tap my Ada just from counterattack. Night Glow from Colleen, pilot with the same tactical weapon as Rosa 2.0. 4-piece need 7 AP to fully benefit damage on the first attack, but it's not that bad how it looks. As soon as we use more than 2 AP skills, we could maintain this buff for maximum damage, but not turn 1. Good rainbow set need allies around target within 4 tiles. At the max level, whoever can act again and attack twice or use command attack will get 1 AP back. And good stats ST. Overall, strong modules for all pilots who use skill more than 2 or 3 AP. Good for any tactician who stay behind and attack twice. Not must ST, but if you want to improve damage, 4-piece set modules are really good. Hector from Zoe, first Guardian pilot with light license and high dodge. She is meme pilot like her ST. 4-piece need dodge 14 times for 35%. Like what? Good for her if you send her alone, but can you really dodge 14 times in a row? Thanks to her talent and high dodge, yes. But one lucky hit, and if you lose legs or arm, GG. And also reduce 10% when she finished her turn. Rainbow set, bad. Just good for Zoe. At the max level, buff skills for each counter attack. Overall, she is fun to play, but she is like Cassha, meme build that need to wait for enemy turn to be good and counter-attack enemies. ST super skip, unless you wanna try Zoe and have some fun gameplay. This ST will be free from event, then another full set from shop, and third copy plus upgrades from dispatch mission if you want rainbow for free. We cannot produce modules in workshop. No 4-piece set, but has 2 additional modules, one for extra AP and second for extra up to 50% damage. Rainbow set and max level is exactly same as a ST from Arthur, Ignite. Keep in mind this ST is medium class, but has permanently installed these tactical weapons on shoulders, which are fun to use and can be useful for some weapon stages to push enemies. So we cannot equip rockets or missile launchers, but you can still use railgun as a tactical weapon on the back. This is very good free ST for FIA. Another free ST from crossover event. We cannot produce modules in workshop. No 4-piece set, but 2 modules. One restore HP after damage deal and can repair 1 destroyed part. Second, 50% damage if we have overflow HP. Rainbow set activate overflow HP effect at the max level, can counter-attack first if you have overflow HP effect. It's good for Guardians and perfect for Cassha. This is ST tier list for 2.5 patch. Take this with a grain of salt as always. This list is just to help you choose good ST and can be used later as a 4-piece module and install them in the new future ST. Excluding Asuka and Rosa ST, since we cannot produce modules from them. But these 2 ST are worth to get and they will be strong for a long time, especially Medium Rosa 2.0 ST. If you still don't know what to pull, wait for updated ROAT map until 2.5. There will be full guide for free to play what to pull. Of course, that will be a recommendation, up to you if you decide to follow that route, and there will be low spenders with Battle Pass route too. That's all from me. Ask me any question. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.